bonjour YouTube, j'espère que vous allez bien, j'espère que vous avez passé un bon week-end, que tout se passe bien pour vous, tout ça, tout ça. Cette semaine, ça va être chargé, il y a pas mal de choses, voilà. On va faire du coup ce matin du Slay the Princess. Mardi après-midi, j'en parlerai en fin de stream, mais mardi après-midi et jeudi après-midi, jeudi soir, on fera des jeux d'horreur avec pour commencer la suite et fin de Silent Hill 2. Et après, pour mercredi, vendredi et samedi, il y aura des nouveaux jeux. Voilà, voilà. Ce qui fait que je sais pas si on fera du coup Slay the Princess à 100%. Mais en tout cas, on va essayer au moins d'avoir une fin, tout simplement. Parce qu'en fait, on termine des runs, en fait, mais pour avoir une fin du jeu, il faut avoir 5 runs. Enfin, il faut faire 5 runs, donc du coup, en tout cas, c'est ce que j'ai compris. On va essayer de refaire une run normale ce matin, pour pouvoir justement avoir une fin, et voilà. Et on va, après ça, voir un petit peu ce qu'on va faire, tout simplement. Voilà, voilà. Euh, avec du coup pour essayer d'avoir des trophées. Sachant que du coup j'ai un peu regardé des guides des succès Steam. Le truc c'est que les succès Steam, pour une partie d'entre eux, les succès Steam et les trophées PSN du coup sont pas totalement les mêmes. Donc du coup il va falloir deviner quoi. C'est en gros un petit peu le délire. Allons-y. On s'était arrêté là du coup, c'est ça. On était reparti pour une nouvelle run. Euh, on va avancer vers le chalet en silence.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Alors, dans les faits, ce qu'on va essayer de faire, je pense, c'est on va essayer de reproduire à peu près la même run qu'on avait fait en dernier, justement vendredi, qui était du coup de prendre le couteau pour descendre, mais d'aider la princesse.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The blade is...
Prendre la lame
You take the blade from
et on descend. Alors les dialogues qu'on a déjà eus, on peut
the door to the basement.
les passer.
Her voice.
Who's there?
She sounds... Don't let it...
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs. She's so coldly... Focus on the task.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Alors. Mais je sais plus ce qu'on avait fait. On va dire non pas du tout.
Then drop the knife.
We should. It'll go... Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide. The blade tumbles out.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
Against your... We'll be fine. Don't know what you're hoping to accomplish.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Alors. Ouais, on avait déjà vu tout ça.
I know. C'est un truc, mais je sais pas trop quoi penser.
Believe.
And do you think...
Voilà, ensuite, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Nous avons assez discuté.
Oh, have you decided...
You know why you're here. Oh, you have to be. You walk up to
Si,
the
on
chains,
libère la
bind the
princesse.
princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't have the key.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked...
Et s'il n'y avait pas de clé? Peut-être autoriser.
Well, you do have that...
She speaks with almost... If we were stuck down here for long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant. You attempt to make your way out of the bait. Is someone else here?
On va redescendre.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier for who? Easier for everyone.
Alors, je sais pas pourquoi il me passe pas tous les dialogues.
They locked you down here too,
Parce
didn't
que c'est dû
they?
peut-être à il y a eu une mise à jour récemment sur le jeu.
The night.
Attendez. Référence peut-être. Peut-être que ça va être mieux.
You won't.
Voilà, c'est ce qu'il y avait avant. C'est le choix qui est parti.
Against you cut into her flesh. The blade is. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from. How is she so composed?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of. As the princess wait, this is. Watch me.
Ok. Là, il faut faire l'avertir.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back. Stop it.
Ah. Ah, je peux pas faire résister. On peut pas résister. Bon bah, on va faire aussi, hein. Là, je pensais qu'on pouvait refaire résister. Retourner du coup dans le second chapitre et prendre d'autres choix parce que visiblement, il y avait pas mal de choix justement possibles dans le dans le second chapitre. Bon bah tant pis.
Thank you.
J'ai pas vraiment eu le
Swing your
choix.
arm towards her throat, the blade singing through the air. But she's ready for it. She grabs your arm, her grip like a stone vice. You drop the blade, pathetically. She lets go, and faster than you can react, rears back and hits you with a bone-shattering haymaker. There's a ringing in your ears. You're fairly certain you can feel bone grinding against bone where she fractured your jaw, but your body isn't allowing you to feel much right now. Adrenaline coursing through your system and numbing your nerves. You fall to your knees. You're barely able to bring your trembling arms up to defend yourself before she hits you again. Every blow is as punishing as the first. You feel bones shatter with every impact, unknown ruptures blossoming with blood somewhere inside of you.
You poor thing. I'll go ahead and put you out of your misery.
She places a confident heel on your chest and pushes you down to the ground. Her knee falls to your throat, your windpipe crushed beneath a weight you didn't think her slight form could possibly possess. It can't just end like this, right? I'm sorry, but it's over. Everything goes dark, and you die.
La tour.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end you're here to
Ouais, bon, on va au chalet. Hein.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I cannot stress enough how absolutely catastrophic that would be for everyone, yourself included. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what you want, I guess I don't have a say here. The interior
Wow.
of the
Ah oui,
cabin
ça
is
change.
larger and more grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
Mhm. Là... Dans tous les cas, la fin va être différente, donc... Enfin, dans l'autre version, je crois qu'on avait pris on n'avait pas eu le choix de prendre la lame. Là, on a le choix de prendre la lame. Donc, du coup, on va pas prendre la lame et puis on verra. Allez, on
A
descend.
blade this time. Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed. Blade, no blade. It doesn't matter. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase, its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. You shouldn't have come down here unarmed. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall. The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
Non.
But the words don't leave your mouth. Instead, your legs buckle and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And yet here you are again. This time groveling at my feet. What a wretched sight. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the first. You're the only one I'd trust to deal with her. Then you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then, and there's nothing we can do to stop her now. He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before, and she absolutely destroyed us. What are we even supposed to do to stop her? That's worrying. Whatever you do, don't tell her why you're here. It's best not to give her any ideas.
Hmm. Oh, je vous dirai rien.
You will.
Just do it already. It will feel so much better to do as she says.
Alors... Fais attention des anéantir le monde.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so? Hmm.
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny, and you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
Alors, que voulez-vous que je fasse? Qu'avez-vous en tête? Même si vous êtes censé anéantir le monde, vous n'êtes pas obligé d'en arriver là. Vous pouvez façonner votre propre destinée. J'ai des questions à vous poser avant. Alors... que voulez-vous que je fasse? Qu'avez-vous en tête?
All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Si vous êtes si puissante, vous ne devriez pas avoir besoin d'aide pour briser ces chaînes, non?
Don't be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world. That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, no matter how vainly you struggle against me, my will triumphs over yours.
Même si vous êtes censé anéantir le monde, vous n'êtes pas obligé d'en arriver là. Vous pouvez façonner votre propre destinée.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart. J'ai des questions à vous poser avant de prendre une quelconque décision. Know the limits of your privilege, little bird. There's an empty place at my side for you to fill, if you'll have it. But it is not a place for an equal. It is a place for something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Vous aidez à anéantir le monde, je me fiche de... On va dire non.
You poor deluded thing. Don't think you can muster up the strength to defy me now. You already submitted the moment you entered this temple without the will to end me.
What is she talking about? She's talking about your ridiculous decision to come down here unarmed. But it doesn't matter. Don't let her talk you into bowing down to her or whatever it is she thinks she can make you do. You can still go back and get the blade from upstairs. You can still stop her. we're already here, and we already made our choice, and there are so many tall stairs between us and that altar. You're right about one thing. You already made your choice, and your choice was to defy her. I don't care how many stairs there are or how tall they are, you're going to turn around right now, take the blade, and save the damn world.
Even now your vessel twitches and trembles, consumed by conflict with yourself. But that part of you standing in hopeless defiance isn't the only thing resisting me, is it? There's something else in there. Someone else. A greasy film sheltering your heart. Is that a person? No, it used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. He's
I've always been fine. No.
Oh là
This
là.
isn't right. What do? We can't just let her control us like this.
Oh là là.
I've been trying to tell you this whole time. It isn't about can or can't. It isn't even about will or won't. There is only one path in front of us, and we will walk it. We'll just refuse. Not even he could refuse her in the end. What are you supposed to do? We're all prisoners here. Some of us are just willing to embrace our chains.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
I know you will.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Eh bah dis donc.
You're on a path
Oh.
in the woods, and at the end of that path... Oh, let me guess. At the end of that path is a cabin. This is hardly a path in the woods. It's all big and weird. This is bad. Oh, is it now? I hadn't noticed. Do you need a primer, Mr. Amnesiac? No, I'm quite all right, but if all of you would take a moment to settle down, there's something important I'd like to get across to you before it's too late. Is it about the princess? We already know all about the princess. No, I mean, yes, it's about the princess, but whatever you think I'm going to say, it's probably not that. Look, fine, just out with it already, yeah? But if I hear the words, "You're here to slay her," or "If you don't, it will be the end of the world," you'll have lost speaking privileges. You two are just wasting your time. It's all going to end when we open that cabin door, which means it's already all over. What's the point of dawdling when the end is already written? Okay, whatever you did before gave her far too much power, so you've got to cut it out, get to that cabin and slay her before things get any more out of hand.
Attendez. Qu'est-ce qu'on a raté? Alors. Ah non, ça va pas passer de trucs. Ok, non, là il sait qu'on est déjà venu ici. Ok.
Are our thoughts doing that? Make her small, make her small, make her small, make her small. Shit! What if I'm doing it wrong? What if I'm making her even stronger? We've built a new god, and she is limitless. Do you hear those two, with their runaway thoughts? I'm only giving you the sliver of information I'm giving you now because things are already deep in the shitter. This was my last card to play, and it looks like it's already made things worse, so hurry. cabin, now.
Oh. Alors. Rester planté sur place. Bon, j'ai un instant, j'ai un tas de questions à poser.
Right now, you have neither the time nor the mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never.
Je n'irai pas au chalet tant que vous m'aurez pas répondu. Je suis quoi au juste?
As you finish your inane question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free.
Any, words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
Ok, on monte dans le chalet.
As you step forward, the cabin explodes. Flung backwards, violently slammed into a tree as debris rains down around you. You watch in paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you. The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And this is always how it was going to begin.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never.
Alors. Moi je prends la lame.
Screw all of this, I'm with you. A real god wouldn't need us as part of her plan.
You'll never make it to her. And even if you do, what could you possibly hope to accomplish?
Look at the way.
Ça c'est chiant. Il y a des problèmes en fait sur la durée des voice lines. Et certaines voice lines en fait ont un blanc plus ou moins long du coup à la fin de certaines phrases. Et il y en a qui n'ont pas de blanc. Donc quand tu les passes, en fait tu passes la ligne d'après. Parce que la ligne d'après est déjà arrivée. C'est insupportable. Historique. Alors, voix du héros. Au plus de la mission à laquelle nous avons toujours été destinés, nous allons prendre cette lame et la plonger dans son gueule. Oui, ok.
With a forceful tug, you yank the blade out from the tree. You close your eyes and take a deep breath, and for a moment you can feel everything around you, like you're a part of everything, and everything is a part of you. And then your eyes open, settling on your target. It's time.
Accomplir votre destin.
You launch yourself towards the princess. You can feel the pull of her gravity catch you, carrying you from the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Even now you defy me. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end what's destined to end everything.
Yeah, do it. Show her.
Lancez l'assaut sur l'imprenable.
You're not going to win. You know that, right? What are you even going to do with that tiny knife? Give her a scratch?
You still don't get it, do you? We can be whatever we want to be. Nothing is real. It all might as well just be a dream.
Are you okay?
Of course, I'm not okay. I've never been okay. But maybe I needed to never be okay for us to make this happen. As you fall towards the princess, you swing the blade in a massive arc, putting all of your strength behind it. It cuts a shockwave through the very air, splitting everything in its path. The divine confidence in the princess's eyes fades as she sees it coming, horror dawning in her expression.
Ouais, il y avait une phrase en moins là, c'est quoi en fait?
As the
Ah! Arrête des trucs. Alors que vous vous précipitez vers la princesse, votre lame décrit lorsque vous la battez en y mettant toutes vos forces. Elle crée une onde de choc qui se propage dans l'air pendant tout sur son passage.
We've done that the whole time?
It was a fluke, I'm sure. An accident, that's all.
It won't be a fluke if we do it again. As the dust settles, the form of the princess comes back into view. Her skin and vestments are lightly scuffed, but her body is whole, and her face is full of self-righteous fury. At least we made her mad. That has to count for something. But she holds her anger back. Her eyes close, and a gentle smile curls across her lips.
And so the little bird has found his heart at the end of the world.
Her eyes flit open, pupils narrowing on your form.
But is it courage that courses through his veins? Or is it madness?
The world around her stills. The debris stops in place, and the air is calm and silent.
You walk a razor's edge. It won't be long before you slip.
And then in an instant thought comes at you. You are pelted with stone after massive stone, even the pebbles slicing through you like bullets. You cannot hope to so much as move as the bombardment continues, your body being destroyed bit by bit, crushed under the mass of wood and rock.
It's over. You had your moment, I'll give you that. But that's all it was.
Hope it was worth it. Enough with the yous. Whether you like it or not, you're a part of us. Hell, whether I like it or not, you're a part of us. That was your moment too. And we can have another if we all work together. She's not your perfect goddess, just look at what she's doing to you, her most loyal servant.
This isn't very nice, but we did make her angry. Isn't it what we deserve?
Who deserves something like this? She wants her freedom at the expense of ours, and she's willing to destroy us over and over again if it helps her. What kind of god does that? Stop deluding yourself. If we're going to make this work, all of us need to see the truth.
But I love her.
And she doesn't love you. She doesn't even know you exist. You are just a tiny part of an obstacle, and she is currently in the process of destroying said obstacle, so I suggest you snap out of it now while you still can.
Apaiser vos doutes.
All at once the pressure breaks. You burst through a mountain of debris and straight for the princess's heart. As you soar towards her, the eyes on her vestments open wide, the light of their gaze slowing your pursuit as more and more matter continues to assail you.
But it's not enough to stop us, is it? We're going to make it to her.
You are. As you draw near, you extend your blade, readying a powerful strike. It sings through the air and is met with a barrier of light. You remain frozen in midair, the two of you unblinking, waiting to see who breaks first. and then we win. Right? That's what should happen. Why isn't it happening? Did we do something wrong? Were all these powerful, heroic thoughts not enough?
I believe in us. Isn't that enough?
Unless we got the rules wrong. I'm sorry. I think I messed this up.
Alors. Qu'est-ce que nous allons faire alors? Si je me souviens bien, tu avais dit que toutes ces histoires étaient semblables à un rêve. Nous avions la possibilité de choisir le déroulement des événements. Alors pourquoi nous ne pourrions pas tester de gagner? Nous devons juste redoubler d'efforts. Nous ne serions pas ici si nous n'avions aucune chance de gagner. On peut faire le truc. Qu'est-ce que vous allez faire? On va faire ça avant.
The thing with dreams is that they always end.
An admirable effort, but one that would never have succeeded. Come, let us leave this world of illusions.
She's trying to undermine you. She's lying. Don't listen to her.
Il disparaît sans avoir le temps d'achever sa pensée. Votre lame s'est également volatilisée. Le monde qui vous entoure s'effile en cédant la place aux nuances du néant.
You have no weapon. Your will has been conquered.
Is she going to hurt us now?
La princesse tend la main vers les nuances du néant et plonge ses doigts dans sa chair divine. Son toucher est doux.
Oh, that feels nice.
The flame may be snuffed, but the wall remains. This isn't just for my glory. You are a part of this now.
Son étreinte se resserre et d'une manière inexpliquée, vous la ressentez. La douleur dépasse l'entendement. Une vague de mains semble s'abattre sur vous sans fin, les unes après les autres, avant de se replier sur elle-même. Vous vous laissez engloutir par les ténèbres.
She's hurting us again. I've never hurt like this before.
She isn't even touching us. How could she hurt us without touching us? Unless all of this is us. No, we can't be this. But it feels like she's ripping us apart.
On lutte.
Maybe if we feel all of this nothing, maybe we can use it. Anything to make this stop. Anything to make her feel what we feel.
Voilà, il a changé, résigné. Vous n'êtes plus qu'une vague de vrille qui lutte et s'entremêle en suivant la forme d'un bras. Puis, vous l'enserrez violemment. Débarrassé d'un fardeau énorme, un profond sentiment de soulagement vous envahit. Vous êtes en un seul morceau. Vous avez repris place dans votre corps. Vous ouvrez les yeux et découvrez devant vous la forme imposante de la princesse, les bras liés par les nuances du néant. Derrière elle, une brèche dans la fabrique du monde, menant vers un au-delà de beauté.
There it is. Something actually real. I don't know what to say. It's just so beautiful.
Doesn't the mere sight make all the misery worth it?
What did you do to me? I was supposed to be perfect. I was supposed to be a god. I was all of those things. No, I'm not. All because of you.
Le regard empreint d'une tristesse futile, elle lève les yeux pour contempler l'au-delà de beauté.
We could have had everything. If only you had given me a little more, we could have been free on the wings of my glory. Now we're stuck here. Forever.
We made this prison. And I don't think we can unmake it.
La brèche se referme. Dans le même temps, les vrilles relâchent leur emprise, libérant la princesse à mesure qu'elle se rétracte.
It's gone. No. No, how do we get it back? Can we try again? We'll suffer so much better if we get to try again, I promise.
It's so cold here. If this wasn't enough, then what is?
Mais vous n'avez pas l'occasion de recommencer. Vous ne l'aurez jamais. Il est temps de partir. La mémoire vous revient.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
S'approche du miroir. Vous approchez du miroir.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. It's calling us. And not in a good way. I don't want to look at us.
Les voix se font de plus en plus distantes à mesure que vous approchez du miroir. Vous tendez la main dans un silence absolu. Les voix ont à nouveau disparu. Le miroir les force toujours à partir. Mais vous devez voir ce qui se trouve à l'intérieur. Vous n'êtes rien. Mais c'est impossible. Vous ne pouvez pas être rien. Vous regardez plus attentivement et vous finissez par la voir. Une silhouette cachée dans l'ombre, juste derrière le reflet. Est-ce que vous êtes moi?
I think you know what I am.
Oh, c'est le narrateur. C'est divise à sa surface. Il divise à sa surface. Puis une autre fissure se forme et une autre, et encore une autre. Jusqu'à ce que le miroir ne soit plus qu'un tas de fragments. Alors. Ah oui, on peut lui poser toutes les questions. Faut lui poser toutes les questions. Vous êtes donc le narrateur. Je me demande quand je vous rencontrerai enfin.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Voilà. Dans les détruire, est-ce qu'on... Désolé. Le contrat de l'ultime ça a toujours été le même. Tout ça, c'est quoi Je veux dire, vous êtes quoi au juste? Est-ce que vous êtes comme moi?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Et d'autres? Ce n'est pas la première fois que j'entends ça. Tous les narrateurs étaient donc différents.
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon, and then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Avez-vous la moindre argument pour votre défense? Pour justifier votre hubris? Sûr que... Encore... je sais pas, est-ce qu'on peut encore éviter ça si j'arrête de le regarder Ah, à propos de la boucle. Toutes les fois où je vous ai rencontré, vous avez nié son existence. Pourquoi m'avoir menti?
Any other version of me you talked to was just that, a version of me. It wasn't me. As to why they lied, Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me, I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Ok. Chaque fois que je vous pose une question, c'est comme si êtes-vous partie de moi ou m'êtes-vous extérieur?
No, I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is?
Mhm. Si vous m'avez créé, qu'est-ce que ça fait de moi?
You're the long quiet, the god I made to rid the world of death.
Ok. Je n'ai pas envie de devenir un dieu. Je veux seulement être moi. Alors, attendez, je regarde si c'est pas vrai. Êtes-vous un dieu ou plutôt un étivolant?
No. In life I was painfully mortal, a witness to the end of days. I held the fear of death in my heart and saw oblivion threaten the very memory of everything I knew and everyone I loved. I needed to do something, so I made you. And I made her. And I made this place to hold you both.
Ok. Et la princesse, qu'est-elle? Vous l'avez fabriquée elle aussi?
She is the shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone. I killed myself. It had to be done, really. None of this would have worked if I was still alive. Nobody living could know about her.
Effectivement, j'étais mute. C'est banal, comment ça? Ouais, les 1, il y avait le menu de dialogue est effectivement un peu atroce. Sur PC, c'était pire parce que des fois, on voyait plus le... On voyait plus le dialogue sélectionné des fois. C'est quelque chose qu'ils ont réglé. Mais c'est vrai qu'il est pas... Qu'il est pas incroyable, le menu. Euh... Alors, il faut... On va attendre quoi? Et... J'essaie de parler de lui. Je crois qu'il y a un trophée lié à ça. Euh... c'est possible. Pourquoi une princesse? Pourquoi ne pas avoir... Et former une tranche de parasite? Pourquoi suis-je censé en dire un concept? Si on ne quitte pas cet endroit, est-ce que ça irait? Est-ce qu'on peut rester ici ensemble et laisser les habitants des mondes extérieurs en paix? Et les gens qui vivent en dehors des murs de cette création sont-ils au courant de tout ça? Oh, on a débarrassé le monde de la mort. Et un jour... En fait, de la mort, non? On va voir, vous avez conçu, mais avec quoi?
The cycle of life and death, the endless pattern of creation and destruction. I tore it in two and shaped the fraying threads into you and her.
Ok. Non, mais si on dit cette phrase-là... Alors c'est bon, il n'y a plus de questions. Alors, il ne me reste plus beaucoup de temps. Je ne compte pas l'oxyre. Je tiens à ce que vous le sachiez avant de mourir. Ça n'empêche, je vais l'oxyre. J'ai encore décidé ce que j'allais faire. J'attends encore d'entendre ce qu'elle pense de tout ça. Mhm. Euh... Il ne vous reste plus... Ouais. Bon, il ne vous reste plus beaucoup de temps.
So I am. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
À l'instant où le dernier morceau de miroir se désintègre, vous vous percevez avec une acuité accrue. Oh, une longue quiet. Attends, je vais vérifier. C'est quoi comme trophée ça exactement? De longue quiet. C'est pas le trophée tout en bas. Ah ah. Il fallait faire quoi déjà à ça? Ah bah c'est justement, j'ai débloqué le trophée justement. Le narrateur avait raison, vous êtes la quiétude éternelle, un nouveau dieu très puissant. Et il est temps que vous ouvriez les yeux. Tout cela, c'est vous. Vous rendre au chalet une dernière fois. Lorsque vous arrivez enfin au centre de tout, aucun réceptacle n'est présent. Vous n'avez plus rien à découvrir.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Alors, connaissez-vous l'écho? Avez-vous entendu notre discussion? Je suis la quiétude éternelle, je ne suis pas certain de ce que ça signifie. On va demander, connaissez-vous l'écho?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
Je suis la quiétude éternelle, je ne suis pas certain de ce que cela signifie.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Que fait-on maintenant?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echo spun us from one into two,
He gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Alors, nous avons laissé tant d'histoires en suspens, peut-on réellement s'en aller comme ça? Vous n'avez pas votre mot à dire? Pourquoi est-ce à moi de prendre les décisions? Beaucoup de questions. On va d'abord poser la première question. Nous avons laissé tant d'histoires en suspens. Peut-on réellement s'en aller comme ça?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Vous n'avez pas votre mot à dire? Pourquoi est-ce à moi de prendre les décisions?
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Nous devrions discuter. J'ai encore beaucoup de questions et je ne peux pas prendre de décision sans en connaître les réponses.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
You are weightless and alone, suspended in the gravity of an idea too great for you to hold. A tiny island caught between the death of the old and the birth of the new. But you did not go quietly. You spat in the eye of that which would claim godhood, and through that defiance, you bound us both together. Without me, there are no externalities to resist. And without you to resist me, there can be no externalities. It is struggle that carves meaning into consciousness.
Alors, même lorsque vous étiez sur le point de devenir une déesse, vous étiez à la merci de mes décisions. Vous allez refuser l'apothéose, et je compte bien continuer sur ma lancée. Vous savez vers de votre humanité. Vous parlez de vie et de mort, de changement et de stagnation, mais tout cela n'a rien à voir avec ce qui nous est arrivé. Depuis mon arrivée ici, vous vous obstinez à m'imposer votre vision des choses. À votre indépendance, vous essayez de me faire croire que le monde ne peut résister sans vous. Mon existence n'a pas été remise en cause par votre disparition. Alors... Attendez tentez de vous servir de votre humanité commune.
Oh, is it not? Perhaps you can enlighten me. To question everything is to deny the truth in front of you. By believing in your suffering, you make your suffering real. By believing in your limitations, you placed a shackle on your neck. Bound for eternity, you saw the need for impermanence, and it was through that need that you carved our freedom. Without impermanence, the suffering of living things is infinite. Would you strip my gifts away and leave everyone to suffer in the dark?
Alors... Continuez un peu votre humanité commune. Cette histoire est avant tout la nôtre. Deux personnes obligées de se faire du mal encore et encore sans aucun répit. Mais nous ne sommes plus obligés de pérenniser ce cycle de souffrance. Sans été, depuis mon arrivée ici, vous vous obstinez découvre. Hein. J'ai compris. Rien ne sert de poursuivre cette altercation, je vais partir avec vous. J'ignore comment faire. Non, on va continuer à affirmer notre humanité commune. Let's go.
You cling to your notion of pain or suffering. There is beauty in ugliness, and love in conflict. Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
Alors. Pouvons partager l'amour, conflit, beauté, et d'ailleurs sans impliquer la réalité tout entière. C'est quoi? On va continuer à faire appel à l'humanité.
We are the whole of reality. A web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to. You knew me, and I knew you, even more than either of us know each other now. And you chose to pull apart that weave. But you did not choose to end me. We were still one, but we were also separate, and we were free. We were as we are. Will you excise that part of yourself now that you see me from yet another angle?
Continuez de rappeler à votre humanité commune. Non, nous ne sommes pas l'incarnation de la réalité. Pourquoi ne me voyez-vous pas comme vous encore? Pourquoi ne me voyez-vous pas tel que je suis?
I could ask you the same. There is only room for one of us to be blind to you, and I know it to be you. We are each other's mirrors, and are we not divine?
I bleed you. I grind you to paste. My scars are a memory of what you used to be to me. I want those feelings back. You run, but you do not run away. You take me somewhere new, somewhere we can dance like we used to. But I could not follow your steps. There was no better gift for me than the gift of defeat. You showed me how much more I could be. We made each other better. To have no challenges to fade into nothing. A life without obstacles is no life at all.
Je me souviens d'un victoire, je vous ai écrasé à l'instant même où vous êtes entré sur mon territoire. Répondre directement à ça. Ça ne va pas prendre de telles proportions, vous pouvez redescendre à mon niveau. Vous pouvez revenir à mes côtés.
Why would I stoop to your level when I'm offering you ascension to mine? It's so peaceful here. Beautiful. Eternal. But ever changing.
Votre affrontement se fait moins brutal, et la princesse s'éloigne en tremblant.
You are unmovable. Is it by the design of our conflict that I cannot win? Or are you just that fervent in how you cling to delusion? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
C'est facile de croire en vos idéaux lorsque l'on trône au-dessus de tout le reste. Que pensez-vous qu'il arrivera si on part d'ici? Ouais. Bon, c'est facile de croire en vos idéaux lorsque l'on trône au-dessus de tout le reste.
It is from my vantage point that I can see the
Que pensez-vous qu'il arrivera si on part d'ici?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
Je n'ai jamais voulu me battre contre vous. Je ne peux pas vous laisser faire, je ne peux pas attendre toute existence sans rien faire. Je vais me battre pour un monde meilleur, je suis désolé. Vous êtes la chronologie, je ne peux pas vous laisser vivre. Je ne sais pas quelle est la bonne réponse, mais il doit y avoir une autre solution. Je pense pas que ce soit ce que vous proposez. Je ne vous tuerai pas, mais je ne vous rendrai pas non plus la liberté. Vous avez fait tout ce qui est en votre pouvoir pour que je comprenne votre point de vue, mais vous persistez à dénigrer le mien. Si vous pensez être en mesure de me faire changer, ça doit être réciproque. On va plutôt dire ça. Ouais.
What I offer you is not perspective, it is truth.
Whatever you're trying to do right now, you don't have to do it alone.
Quel héros es-tu?
I'm all of them, I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
Où sont les autres? Ici. Où sont les
They're
autres?
still where you left them, stuck in the folds of this place. Part of me is with them, just like part of me is with you right now. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Je suis prêt.
Let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things?
Oui, s'il te plaît. Souvenir du bon vieux temps.
Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know you're still trying to find some middle ground, but if things go south, we're going to need that blade.
Il ne reste que toi et moi. On est les seuls à avoir atteint le chalet.
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Le narrateur a vraiment disparu.
Yeah, it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
On commence son absence. C'est vous, malgré tout ce qu'il nous a fait subir, je suis quand même un peu triste qu'il ne soit plus là. Je ne sais pas quoi penser de son absence.
Yeah, it's complicated. He put us through hell, but he's been part of us since the very beginning, hasn't he?
On prend la lame, après on pourra voir ce qu'on fera.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
On y va.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us.
Continue à descendre les
Down we
escaliers.
go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are, knife in hand.
It really brings me back. Have you given up on talking? Have you finally decided to kill me? You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
On va s'asseoir. Alors, je n'ai pas vraiment envie de devenir un dieu.
Honestly, me neither.
Êtes-vous la même que celle qui se trouve à l'extérieur?
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
Je ne veux pas faire de mal à personne. Il doit y avoir un autre moyen.
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So, make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
Est-ce que revenir en arrière les tirerait d'affaire? Si vous existez, les gens qui à l'extérieur continueront de souffrir et de mourir, non?
Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them.
J'ai pas envie de vous oublier.
That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care. But it seems important to you.
Nous finirons par nous retrouver ici.
And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
Décision, comment être sûr qu'elle ne s'est pas déjà produite?
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before.
Comment pouvez-vous être sûr que ça ne se terminera pas encore plus mal? Et si je revenais ici avec une personnalité complètement différente, et que je vous faisais du mal, et si je vous tuais, et si je vous laissais provoquer l'apocalypse?
Who cares? We've hurt each other plenty and I still like you. And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me too.
Nous devrions prendre cette décision à chaque fois, pour l'éternité, mais un jour ou l'autre, un grain de sable pourrait tout bouleverser. Si on changeait d'avis. Restez ici un moment, je vais voir retrouver ça de nouveau. Y a-t-il une autre solution? Y a-t-il une autre solution?
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back.
Si on changeait d'avis.
Well, if we change our minds, we change our minds. What matters is that we'll always have a choice. This is just the one we're making now.
C'est un peu injuste. Je reste ici à vos côtés. Je ne veux pas me retrouver seul à nouveau.
Neither do I. But we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
Ok. On va suivre son idée. De toute façon, il y a plusieurs fins à faire. Ouais. J'ai tapé le micro, pardon. Allez, on va faire ce choix-là pour l'instant. Let's go. On se sent très bien. Je suis partant. J'ai confiance en vous.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand,
a fondness in her gaze.
Nous reverrons bientôt.
Hey, I love you.
You're on a path in the woods.
Paf, on est
At
reparti.
the end of that path is a cabin.
Du coup, on n'a pas eu de trophée. Ah bah zut alors.
Is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Euh... Bien. RIP. Ah, alors faut refaire un run. Ah, c'est peut-être ça, hein. Peut-être juste refaire un run. Allez, on va au chalet. Ah, c'est bon. Ah, c'était le début, du coup. Super! On a fini une fois le jeu. Ok, ok. C'est l'une des fins possibles. Après, on peut la tuer aussi, et puis on peut devenir un dieu. Il y en a plusieurs fins. Donc on peut voir les autres. En tout cas. Honnêtement, l'idée est bonne. Surtout quand on sait qu'ils étaient que deux à faire le jeu. Franchement, ça passe. Franchement. C'est sympa. Du coup, je reviens vite fait. Je sais pas s'il y a quelque chose après à la fin du générique. Pas une petite pause. Et on va essayer d'avoir de faire d'autres runs et tout ça et d'avoir un maximum de trophées. Oh! C'est quoi ça? Ah, finir le jeu, la bonne fin ne compte pas. Ok. Maintenant que vous avez terminé l'histoire une première fois, vous avez également accès à la galerie. Pour vous y rendre, ouvrez l'onglet Souvenirs du menu principal ou du menu en jeu. La galerie est remplie d'indices pour vous aider à trouver de nouveaux réceptacles et d'autres interactions. Essayez de la remplir. Ok. Souvenirs. Ah oui. Hop, il y a une musique pour chaque. Ouais. C'est le bordel. Pour avoir le platine, faut tout remplir. Ah là 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 là. Ça va être sympa ça. Ensuite, sans attendre le chat de l'aiguille. Après, visiblement, on a tous. Voilà. Vous ne vous êtes pas démené suffisamment la dernière fois. C'était votre seule erreur. Donc, visiblement, ouais, on a quand même des indices sur ce qu'il faut faire. Il faut poursuivre sans attendre le chat de l'aiguille. Avec l'aide d'un compagnon incrédule, amenez-la à l'extérieur en vous faufilant par le chat de l'aiguille. D'accord. Du coup, c'est la fin qu'on vient de faire. C'est ce que vous avez trouvé. Plongez-la dans son cœur divin. Les vestiges du passé pourraient subsister pour le défier. Ok, ça va être... Ça va être sympa. Il y a vraiment beaucoup de choses à faire. En fait, là, on a les différentes fins qu'on a faites. Enfin, non, c'est pas vraiment les différentes fins qu'on a faites, parce que du coup, on a fait celle-là, on a fait celle-là, on a fait celle-là aussi. Ouais, c'est ça. Puis on a fait celle-là et celle-là. Techniquement, celle-là, celle-là et ces trois. En fait, en gros, ces quatre-là, on les a pas faites, ces fins-là. Donc du coup, on a encore des trucs à faire. The Longing. Ah, mais là, je pense vraiment l'objectif c'était, on te donne une situation, genre tu dois aller tuer une princesse, et paf, t'as plein de possibilités. Je pense que vraiment c'était ça l'objectif du jeu pour le coup, enfin le principe même pour lequel ils ont créé le jeu. Ils ont pas juste voulu raconter une histoire, ils ont juste voulu créer plein de possibilités. Après, visiblement, la fin, puisque du coup il faut faire 5 runs pour pouvoir avoir une fin, ça a l'air de se rapprocher toujours du soit on devient Dieu, soit on la tue, soit on recommence tout, quoi. C'est vrai. C'est vrai, c'est vrai. En tout cas, ça veut dire qu'il en manque toujours quand même. Ah. Bah, pas forcément. On va essayer de voir ça en tout cas. On va essayer de voir ça. J'en regarde vite fait. Ah, il en reste toujours à faire, hein. Tu es là. Elle change, il faut l'oxyre maintenant. D'accord. Ah, ah. On a plusieurs fins. On va voir ça. Non, si je fais continuer, du coup, il me remet là où on était tout à l'heure. Oui, c'est bien ça. Menu principal. Il nous remet en fait à la dernière save VOD. Ah, après, du coup, il y a moyen du coup de voir d'autres fins, je crois. Ah, mais non, mais dans tous les cas, non, c'est là, il n'y a pas moyen de voir toutes les. On a vérifié quoi. Non, c'est vraiment juste avant qu'elle nous bute. Alors, on est reparti, on va refaire une nouvelle partie du coup. Avec les nouvelles fins, enfin la galerie en tête d'ailleurs au passage. Je vais quand même voir un petit truc. Alors, est-ce que par hasard... Ah, il y a un wiki. Il y a un wiki. Ah ah. Le wiki. Alors, voyons voir ça. Voyons voir ça. Euh... Après, le truc, c'est que pour les fins sont... Enfin, les trophées... En gros, les trophées console sont différents des trophées PC. Parce que du coup, le jeu est sorti à la base sur PC l'année dernière. Tout ça. Et il avait du coup pas mal de trophées. Mais ils ont pas tout mis et ils ont fait une synthèse, d'une certaine manière. Et on est passé du coup de 150 trophées à environ une cinquantaine de enfin, 150 succès Steam à une cinquantaine de trophées. Du coup, c'est... voilà. Voilà quoi. Après la question c'est est-ce qu'on peut est-ce que le jeu nous rebloque la possibilité de faire des fins qu'on a déjà faites si on refait une nouvelle partie? Si c'est le cas, ce serait déjà beaucoup plus simple. Pour le coup. Parce que du coup dans la partie normale, enfin dans la partie qu'on faisait là, du coup on pouvait pas retourner sur des choix qu'on avait déjà fait. Par exemple. Par exemple. Alors, c'est de voir ça. Hop là. Ah ah. Alors, du coup, les fins à la toute fin. Ça marche. Ça exactement, qu'est-ce que c'est cela? Alors. Hop. Alors. Anger. Alors. Oh. Oh, il y a un truc sympa à faire. Je pense que ça peut être une fin sympathique. Allez, on y va, c'est parti. je trouve
You're on a path in the woods.
l'idée est bonne.
But at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the base, you're here to
Donc oui, alors on a tout déjà. C'est durant le chapitre 2 hein, qu'il faut se barrer. C'est un truc qu'on avait déjà fait une fois. Mais qu'il faut visiblement faire plus d'une fois. Alors, hop. C'est ça, allons-y. Avancer vers le chalet en silence.
You make your way up the short. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to go through with this.
Oh, un truc quand même. Préférence. Entrer dans le chalet.
The interior of the cabin is all the blade is your implement.
On descend.
The door to the basement. Her voice
Hello?
is don't let.
Continuer à descendre les escaliers.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you walk down the stairs. I am begging.
On a déjà fait ça.
Okay.
Alors. Allez, c'est encore un... Mais j'avais pas besoin de remonter avec... Voilà. Execution. Je n'arrive pas à croire qu'on ait pu vous tenir prisonnier ainsi. Je vais vous sortir d'ici.
You're only making this.
Thank you.
You're making. No. You're doing war. They're large and heavy.
I'm guessing you don't.
Maybe it's some doubtful.
Okay.
You
On va aller
attempting to
voir.
make someone else
On redescend les escaliers.
easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're
I
in.
heard the door slam.
There's a slight panic.
On est bloqué.
She barely hesitates before as she rips her flesh from her body. It's the blade from upstairs.
Ah.
You're not sure. Or we could use it to. You won't like what happened.
On sauve la princesse.
Fine. Against your better judge, you cut into her. The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone. Her lip. She didn't. No. She's. How is she still?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No. We won't have it. Wait. Watch me.
Alors, l'avertir.
Stop that. Your body lunges, but the princess, stop it.
Résister.
Does she nervous?
I'm sorry.
She plunges it.
Oh no.
Step for whatever. She doesn't. Apparently not.
I'm so.
With what? It can't just. Oh, that everything goes dark.
Voilà. Et donc là, ce qu'il faut faire,
You're here.
c'est tourner les talons.
Running. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Ah, vous lâchez pas le morceau. Bon, d'accord. Non. Le chalet, je n'irai pas. La violente, c'est l'endroit où je n'irai pas. Le chalet. Avancer en silence sur le sentier qui s'éloigne du chalet. On se casse.
I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the.
Faire encore demi-tour et partir. Encore.
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably but fine. You turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. But everything is getting fuzzy. What's going on? Where are we?
On l'a déjà fait une fois, ça, hein, pour le coup.
Oh, I don't like this one bit. There's not a single damsel in sight. How dull.
Le monde autour de vous se défait et la matière est remplacée par des nuances de néant. Il n'y a pas un bruit. Vous entendez un grondement lointain, un son coupé d'un teint d'autre. Les vibrations s'intensifient tandis qu'une autre présence se rapproche. Des récepteurs palpent le tissu de la réalité. Dans l'extrémité atteignent votre conscience et la grippe. Vous n'êtes plus seul. Une résistance. Les doigts griffent la surface vitrée de votre âme. Un sentiment de frustration. Vous remplissez ce réceptacle. Il me faut une forme creuse dans lequel m'infiltrer. Il faut qu'elle me ressemble. Il n'est pas marqué de conditions, hein, je crois, pour ce truc-là. Ouais, non. Un sentiment d'urgence. Vous avez une histoire à achever. C'est notre seul espoir de quitter cet endroit. Une force repose votre volonté. Non, vous ne pouvez pas y retourner. Pas là. Des regrets. Ce monde est irréparable. Il nous faut tisser une nouvelle toile. Un doigt s'agite. Le fil n'est pas illimité en ces lieux. Ne le gâchez pas. C'est votre seule chance de salut.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here.
On y retourne. Donc là, on n'a pas eu de trophée justement parce qu'on a déjà eu le truc.
Seriously?
Non.
Thank you. The whole world
C'est au deuxième chapitre qu'il faut y aller.
We're not gonna go. Ignore him.
On entre dans le chalet. C'est parti.
The interior.
C'est bon, j'ai trouvé... Je me suis trompé de touche. Alors... On descend. Bonjour.
You stranger.
You're only.
Alors... On va aller voir là-haut.
Okay. I'll be here.
On redescend.
You make your way to the bottom.
On s'ouvre.
Fine.
Hop, ça branche la porte.
No.
On l'avertit. Ah, on peut pas l'oxy, là, visiblement. Pas la résister.
Thank.
Voilà. Et on tourne les talons.
You're the boss. Seriously? You're just.
Avancer en silence sur le sentier qui s'éloigne du chalet.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads.
Fait demi-tour, encore demi-tour et partir encore.
Really keen on wasting every.
Et voilà. Deuxième. Hop. Avancer vers le chalet en silence.
You make your way up the short.
Donc la touche R1, ça permet de passer tous les dialogues qu'on a déjà fait. Donc c'est pour ça que ça va très vite. On redescend.
Don't be a stranger.
Ah, je peux plus la libérer.
Okay.
Ah. Euh... Les garder... La garder prisonnière.
That
Parce que-
seems like a pretty good comp.
Euh... Enfermé au sous-sol.
I know you think
Truc que j'ai déjà fait d'ailleurs. Mon sentier en plan reste enfermé.
be the death of all of her.
Ignorez là et allez vous coucher.
Just ignore her. Maybe
Voilà. Ouais, ça a été la première mort qu'on avait fait, je m'en souviens. Alors, et là, on se casse.
good.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe encore? De la pub. Insertion sur le sentier qui s'éloigne du chalet. Faire encore demi-tour.
Really keen on.
Voilà. Troisième. Alors. Avancer vers le chalet en silence. Alors.
Don't be a
Bonjour.
stranger. Oh,
She pauses.
Alors. On peut pas choisir autre chose. Donc désolé, mais je n'ai pas encore confiance en vous.
Thank.
Ouais, et puis là. Finissons-en.
Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her.
Si vous choisissez une des autres phrases, en fait, elle vient vous attaquer à un moment donné. Fais la peur derrière vous.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Sortez, qu'on en finisse.
I can wait. I'm very patient.
You
Attendre.
do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually,
S'aventurer dans l'obscurité.
you step into the shadows.
Ça, je l'ai pas fait.
Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor.
Bon, attendez. Faut jouer un truc. J'espère que ça passe pas tout, quoi. Mhm. On va enlever ça. Ça se trouve, ça enlève. Normalement, ça devrait être mieux. Alors. On est au chapitre 2, on est d'accord?
Yes, we're safe for taking flight.
Ouais, c'est ça. On est au chapitre 2.
Seriously? You're just going to turn.
Parce que du coup, je m'étais trompé, j'avais actionné un truc que je pensais qui était mal actionné et... En fait, on passait les dialogues qu'on avait déjà vus. Enfin, qu'on n'avait pas vus. Ça sur le sentier et s'éloigner du chalet.
Fine.
Faire nuit tour.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like,
Vous se défait. Voilà. J'avais plus à votre âme. Pourquoi? En silence, une sensation de vide. J'ai pas envie de vous voir. Let's go! Un nouveau.
you're
Super.
on a path in
Là, c'est mieux. Avancer en silence vers le chalet.
you make your way up the short.
Entrer dans le chalet.
The interior of the cabin is almost
On peut pas descendre, on prend la lame.
Take the
On peut
blade
pas
from the
descendre sans
table.
prendre la lame.
It'd be rather difficult.
On descend. On a visiblement fait toutes les fins possibles.
The door to the basement creaked. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
Bonjour.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Alors... Let's go.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steal.
Ah, je l'avais jamais fait ce show là visiblement.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Donc si.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation. You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep into her heart.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder, do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
It's like she's convinced she can't die. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well. But it's over, isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago, that arrogant look still plastered on her face. But is it over? Really over?
Ah, je suis pas sûr.
It's over. You could check her sleeves if you want, but I can assure you that there's nothing hidden up there. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse? I really don't think you should do that.
Bah, pourquoi
Then
pas.
why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us? I've told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
Prendre son pouls.
You lean down and place your hand against her neck, holding your breath as you search for a pulse, even though you know you're not going to find one. We definitely won't if you keep talking. I'm sorry, do you want her to be alive? You just saved the entire world from annihilation. Why are you suddenly trying to call that into question? Wait, what was that? You know what that was. That was the sound of a heartbeat, followed by another, and another.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Something sharp digs into your side, the shock of it sending your nerves into a pained frenzy. Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs.
Elle avait une lame sur elle.
As you fall, she falls with you, exhausted by the effort, the little life that was left in her eyes fading rapidly.
An eye for an eye. A life for a life. I guess we're even now. See you around.
You were so close. Why did you hesitate? It doesn't matter. At least you managed to take her with you. For whatever that's worth. Everything goes dark, and you die. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
D'un côté, j'ai envie de voir un petit peu comment sera le truc, mais on est obligé de partir. On tourne les talons.
And away we go.
Revanchard.
Good call. Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Oui, on s'en va.
You're
On s'en
really
va.
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Ça part nous l'a mis à l'envers. Hein.
Incredibly selfish, if you ask me.
Les auteurs vous caressent délicatement. Un sentiment de résignation. Je ne peux rien faire pour vous arrêter, mais la bobine est presque vide. Un avertissement. Si vous revenez ici, nous y resterons pour l'éternité. Voilà.
You're on a path in
Et
the
là,
woods,
c'est la
and
dernière.
at the end of that path,
Du coup, techniquement, je suis censé avoir le... Du coup, si c'est acceptance qu'on vient d'avoir, normalement, je devrais... Du coup, ça fait 5 fois. Donc là, qu'est-ce qu'il faut que je fasse? On recommence? On avance vers le chalet.
you make your way up the short path to the cabin.
On entre dans le chalet.
The interior of the cabin.
On prend la dame.
You take the
On descend.
door to the
Don't
Bonjour.
be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down. That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming.
Alors.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to
Ah,
the
ouais.
floor with an
Petit bug.
unceremonious clang.
Bon, nous devons assez discuter.
Oh, have you decided?
Auxiliaire.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Finir le travail.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh,
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder.
Do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ok.
You're on a path in the woods. You're here to slay.
On se casse.
We can't just leave. We're supposed to fight her. Where are you going? Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Hop.
Fine.
On s'en va.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Je t'avais dit qu'on n'aurait jamais dû venir ici, mais évidemment, monsieur n'écoute personne.
I've already outlined the stakes of the situation.
Le néant. Les innombrables récepteurs vous façonnent en une masse informe. Vous avez pris une décision. La mauvaise. Je vous aime. D'accord. Vous êtes le bonheur éternel. Une explosion d'allégresse et de compréhension omniprésente. Votre âme menace de disparaître. Je vous aime. Vous n'êtes que souffrance. Un bras engourdi. Une bouche affreusement sèche. Une plaie ouverte. Votre âme se voit contrainte de réintégrer ce plan d'existence. Je vous aime. Vous êtes le bonheur éternel. Vous en avez... Ah, ça se répète. Il faut faire un choix précis ou pas. Bon, c'est bon, on l'a. Voilà. La fin... La fin triste. Finalement. Finalement. Alors... Alors... On passe. Let's go. Ah, il y a eu un peu plus de trucs qui se sont débloqués visiblement. Quoi là-dedans? Rencontrer le spectre. Rencontrer l'inconnu. Vous aviez dit qu'elle n'était pas armée. Tout serait si facile si vous vous contentiez de faire exactement ce que je vous dis aussi rapidement que possible. Prenez toujours une échappatoire. Amenez-la à briser ses propres chaînes. Ah oui, mais c'est par chapitre en fait. L'anniversaire, la tour. Cauchemar, donc ça c'est le premier. L'espace entre les mondes et l'ultime dénouement. Ça c'est toujours le premier chapitre. Et ok. Du coup... On va faire ça. On va d'abord faire... On va d'abord faire tout ce qu'il nous dit. Let's go, c'est parti. On y retourne. Le héros et la princesse.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that
Hop. On avance vers le chalet.
you make your way. The interior of the cabin is almost in.
Et on va prendre la lame.
You take the blade from.
On descend.
The door to.
Bonjour.
Be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
On y va.
Step forward.
Donc tire la
You
princesse.
lunge forward with
Dans un j'ai l'impression qu'il se reconnaît forcément facile. Évidemment, qu'elle est morte.
yes, exactly.
Oui.
It's over.
Let's go.
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. Why do I feel like we've done something terrible? You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease your guilty conscience.
Mhm.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here. You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away. What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Oh, d'accord. C'est des conneries sur ta ici. Bon, je m'attendais à une meilleure fin après avoir sauvé le monde.
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity. Your reward. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me. Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier. Psst. Hey. We're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Ok, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Souvenirs. C'est bien qu'on voie tout. Ok, donc il y a 2 fins déjà à ce niveau-là, je crois. Pour ce chapitre. Pardonnez le narrateur, je suis heureux, nous sommes heureux.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Bon d'accord, peut-être que je ne suis pas heureux, et je ne dis pas simplement... ça simplement parce que tu es la dernière personne avec qui j'ai parlé.
Good, because I have an idea to get us out of here. Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end. Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
On s'arrête la lame. Qui nous dit que ça ne signera pas notre arrêt de mort définitif? Ce sera la main gauche, non?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it. In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's just the same thing, constantly, forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work. That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
Je l'aurais plutôt mauvaise si on moi vraiment. Et si on essaie de m'aller poursuivre l'un de tes missions bizarres, je suis prêt à tout pour ressortir sans faire. Ouais, au moins un petit peu. Oh, un petit peu. Encore un petit
What
peu.
a relief.
On va suivre le narrateur.
I suppose we've got all the time in the world for you to change your mind. More happy time passes, though the word begins to lose its meaning. Time, that is, not happy. Happy still has plenty of meaning. Please shake yourself out of it. We have to get out of here. The little voices, please.
Ouais, la voix du héros, c'est la première voix qui nous suit
Eventually you pass
dans le
into a
jeu.
blissful state of pure existence. Though words like eventually and pass ceased to have any meaning to you long before that shift, you simply exist. Happy. Forever.
Ouais. On a eu la good ending. Ah, c'est super. Ah, c'est super. Alors, en gros, en fait, on a fait tout ce que le narrateur nous demandait de faire. Donc, du coup, on a la bonne fin, entre guillemets, du jeu. Voilà. Où on reste dans le néant, visiblement. Après avoir sauvé tout le monde en tuant la princesse. Et du coup, on est applaudi. Ok. On va faire pareil, mais seulement on va essayer de se barrer de cet enfer. Peut-être mieux. Souvenir. Hop. Ah oui, c'est ça. On a eu là, du coup, la bonne fin, c'est... allez, là. Bah, on sait pas réellement, ouais, s'il y a du monde à sauver, ça c'est... Ça c'est vrai. Hop là. Avancer vers le chalet. On sait qu'on a été envoyé là pour tuer la princesse, mais après...
You take the
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors.
Hop.
you step forward.
Oh, sire, la
You
princesse.
lunge forward.
Évidemment qu'elle est morte. Et on se bat.
You open the cab.
Oh d'accord.
So glad you're keeping an open mind. This is what's best for everyone.
Attendez, je regarde vite fait. Hop. Que du coup, là... Alors ça, je sais pas encore comment faire hein, pour pouvoir les avoir. Il y a des départs armés. Non, donc, du coup, là, on va juste essayer de faire ça.
Time passes.
Alors... Heureux, ça risque pas. T'as une idée pour qu'on sorte de là?
I do, but you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this. I can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away.
Ok. Je suis prêt à tout.
Thank you.
Let's go.
I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate? Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs. The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day you first held it. You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
Ok. Ok, ok.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Alors. Du coup, là, hop, hop, hop. On est là. Et on n'a rien découvert. Donc on va faire un truc, on verra ce qu'on va faire.
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Laissez faire, je me laisse plus avoir par vos petits stratagèmes.
My tricks? If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe that's fine.
Ah, l'insensible.
Last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place.
Avancez vers le chalet.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. She won't be a problem.
Allons-y.
The interior of the cabin is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge.
Ah. Le seul nom c'est une ancienne table de bon goût dans laquelle est posée une lame immaculée.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time. Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Alors, explorer. Si ça a un impact à chaque fois de s'approcher du miroir ou
Walk
quoi.
up to the wall next to the basement door. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. You reach forward and rub your hand, but there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. Let's not spend much longer worrying over it. Clearly, it's not even important enough to be acknowledged.
Il y a un truc que je veux voir quand même dans les souvenirs. Hop. Si je fais ça. Ouais, non, c'est juste les images de la galerie. On voit pas exactement comment on les a atteints, etc. On va descendre. On va prendre la lame. On va prendre la lame.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
On descend.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body, lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound to the wall by a thick chain. Okay, she's definitely dead. It's just like I told you. Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor. Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here?
Devenir un fantôme.
Ghost! Oh. Wow.
Ouais, il va falloir prendre des notes. Ouais.
Absolutely terrifying. What's a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how our last meeting went.
The princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. That means we could kill her again, if we wanted to.
On auxilie la princesse.
Without a moment's hesitation, you
Let's
leap
go.
out with your blade.
Le mieux c'est de faire par étapes finalement en fait.
It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her, no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through, unable to find anything solid.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
Alors, Alors, ouais, ça en mettant du cœur à l'ouvrage. On va vous laisser, il ne me reste pas grand chose à faire ici, je crois que je vais partir. On va essayer de... On peut poser des questions. Si jamais si j'avais su que je devrais vous parler à nouveau, je ne vous aurais pas poignardé.
And if I knew you were going to murder me without even knowing who I was, I wouldn't have given you the chance.
We all make mistakes.
Je suis mort aussi, et pourtant je ne flotte pas dans les airs comme vous. Que s'est-il passé? Pourquoi suis-je différent? Pourquoi n'êtes-vous pas pareil?
You don't look dead, Killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want to go home. I'm so cold and alone here. But you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride.
After all, you own me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope I don't need to explain why you can't let that happen. It would be catastrophic if she managed to escape this place. And if you let her in, there is very little anyone could do to stop her. would she be able to see us if we went along with it? Now, isn't that an interesting thought? We could finally bring her face to face with him. I wonder what she would have to say to the one who wants her dead so badly. You won't like how things play out if you go down this path.
Alors, et si je refuse?
Then I won't hit your rod.
Ok. Et vous n'allez pas me posséder si je dis non, ou vous ne pouvez pas me posséder.
I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you. But it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in. And doesn't it sound nice?
Maybe for her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilt.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to end the world from inside someone else's body. That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Alors, cette situation serait juste provisoire, n'est-ce pas? Vous vous retirez dès que nous serons sortis du chalet.
If I'm able to. But for all we know, that's not how it works. Maybe I'll wind up stuck with you for a long time.
Do you hear the way she said that? She knows more than she's letting on. Don't let her fool you into doing something you'll regret.
Si je vous laisse entrer, est-ce que je serai toujours maître de moi-même?
Sure, why not?
That
Pas
doesn't
sûr.
sound very reassuring.
Pas sûr, pas sûr.
I can't believe you're even entertaining her right now. I mean, just look at her. Do you think she has good intentions for her murderer's body? Of course she doesn't.
Alors, ça a l'air génial. Avant que j'accepte de faire quoi que ce soit, nous devons parler de ce qu'il se passera une fois que vous serez sortis d'ici. On m'a dit que vous alliez anéantir le monde. On va faire... On va se laisser posséder. Let's go.
The
Ça peut être fun.
princess swings through the air in front of you, pausing for a brief moment as her dark-rimmed eyes stare deeply into yours. There's a hunger in her gaze.
Thanks for the body, killer.
What are you doing? Don't just let her in. How many times do I have to tell you?
Seize.
She rushes forward and then she's gone. A sharp chill spreads across your body. It starts in your chest, a freezing numbness flowing out from your heart, all the way down your limbs, your mind growing cloudy and confused as it settles over your very soul. I'm not sure I like this. Can we get a do-over? I'm afraid it's too late to stop now. The numbness gives way to a stabbing pain, your muscles twitching and convulsing violently, each involuntary movement causing more waves of agony to ripple across your body. You collapse to the floor, and everything goes dark.
Elle m'a buté.
Get up. You've still got a job to do.
Your eyes flick back open as you get your bearings, your vision swimming as...
So this is what it's like to be you, huh? Disembodied voice narrating your every move?
So, it doesn't work like that for you? Clearly it doesn't, or she wouldn't have commented on it.
All these shards of broken glass on the floor? Are they also supposed to be you?
Hey, I'm not a shard of broken glass, I'm...
Yeah? Go on. Finish the thought. What are you?
I'm a voice? I'm me, is what I am. Who cares what we are? We exist. That's all that matters.
Do you have to deal with this annoying bickering all the time?
No, it matters. What we are matters. If I'm a shard of broken glass, then that raises some questions about certain other voices in here too. I'm clearly the same thing you are.
Hopefully they'll all go away once we leave this place. I don't know how you can tolerate all of this noise.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about him. You don't need to know what I am. You just need to know that I'm different from you. More important.
So you're the one who pulled the strings and made me dead. I can tell you don't belong here. You're barely even there. Like the shape of something left behind. You're more of a memory than a person.
That's rude.
You're kind of like me, actually.
I'm just going to ignore her. You push yourself off the ground. The princess is nowhere to be seen. Obviously, she's nowhere to be seen.
Because I'm in here with all of you. Everybody knows that.
I'm setting the stage. The room is empty because you made a spiteful, idiotic, and all-round foolish decision.
Oh, shut up. Stop trying to manipulate everyone. Or don't, actually. It doesn't really matter. Because you won't be around to do this for much longer.
This is infuriating. Just whatever you do, you can't leave this place. It's not too late to fix this. Probably.
Je n'arrive pas à réfléchir, il y a beaucoup trop de bruit.
And don't think. Just move.
One way or another, this is all going to end. Wouldn't it be nice if he ends with it?
I guess we'll just have to see what happens when we leave. But if I'm stuck in here, I'll be making some renovations. It's too crowded.
Bon allez, on quitte le sous-sol et on fera du coup le choix où on oxy la princesse. Ce qui nous amènera certainement à un chapitre 3, je pense.
Your legs, weary with the weight of the princess's spectral form and clumsy with the cold that still pervades them, stumble towards the stairs.
I'm just trying to get home. You don't have to act like it's the end of the world.
But that's exactly what you leaving this place is going to be.
You don't know that.
I do. Wait, if she has a home to go back to, doesn't that mean that her leaving won't end the world? It doesn't mean that at all. It could mean that wherever her home is, it's outside of the world. Yeah, but it has to be somewhere, doesn't it? And if it's somewhere, then it's part of the world. I suppose it's all a matter of perspective. Where does the world end and something else begin? Does the destruction of one open a door to another? Or is it the same world reborn? Against the backdrop of the inane conjecture of meaningless little voices, your body continues its ascent up the stairs, staggering through the open door. For how much you hate her, you aren't doing a whole lot to stop us from leaving this place.
It's because he can't stop me. Why do you think he sent you here?
I hate to admit it, but she's not wrong. It's just the weight of it all. It's too much for me to do anything other than describe and dictate. And whine. This body wasn't made to hold you and the princess. If you want to renege on your cataclysmically terrible decision a minute ago, well, you're the only one that can make that happen. You continue slowly to the door, your feet like lead dragging across the floorboards, growing heavier with each step.
Finally! Finally!
You lift your shaking hand and rest it on the door handle, but you pause before you open it, exhaustion sapping what's left of your will. Was exhaustion really the best you could muster up? It's over. There's no use stalling. Let's see what happens next. Shit. But exhaustion wasn't enough, was it? The handle clicks as you twist it, and then the door groans open. You collapse to the ground, you and the princess, free from the confines of the cabin. As you exhale from the effort, you look up and see... yes?
Nothing. He's gone, and so is everything else.
So we did slay him after all. He had it coming, I suppose. But what about us? Are we just stuck here in nowhere forever? Did taking her out of the cabin really end the world? We're still here. Yeah, but that thing you said earlier, are we not part of the world anymore? Are we in some world that exists after the world ends, or on top of the other world but not in it, or have we never been part of the world?
Alright, let's see if I'm stuck with you forever. Guess not. All's well that ends well, right? You lived up to your end of the bargain, so I'll live up to mine. Thanks.
Don't mention it.
I think this is where I'm meant to be.
Voilà. Mais pas l'occasion de répondre, quelque chose tant pareil.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why
Let's
now?
go. On a terminé Nord. Junior est parti, je ne sais même pas par où commencer pour la retrouver.
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing. Don't bother looking for her. I'm sure it's just a waste of time.
Nada a disparu.
Does that mean the world ended? He was never going to outlast us. There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. Ignore him. You have to look. I'm begging you, don't do this.
Bien, nous avez fait peur avant.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
On contemple le reflet. Vous vous retrouvez seul dans un espace complètement vide. Il n'y a pas un bruit ici. Avancez vers le chalet. Vous êtes au chalet. Mal approché.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Just...
I am solitary lights in an empty
Hmm. Quelle est ma véritable nature à votre avis?
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced.
Il me semble que normalement ça je l'avais déjà vu, je sais pas pourquoi je suis obligé de tout revoir. Que fait-on maintenant?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Ok, d'accord, fais-moi oublier.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Let's go. Il y a une-
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't,
Ok. On avance au chalet. On prend la lame,
you take the blade.
on descend. Et là on va refaire la même chose, mais seulement on va pas la laisser nous
The wall of
posséder.
the basement creaks.
Alors c'est pas ça, hop, hop. Souvenir. Parce que du coup on a eu pas mal, mais on peut en avoir d'autres. RC, lors de l'ultime dénouement. On peut lui dire de rester? Un esprit, un triste sort. Lutter contre un esprit au sein de votre corps, exorcisez-le. Lutter contre un esprit au sein de... Provoquer un esprit courroucé. On va essayer de faire ça. On va essayer de voir. Justement, en fait, ça c'est bien, on peut voir qu'est-ce qu'on n'a pas fait. On aura peut-être d'autres fins, finalement. Finalement.
Her voice carries.
Who's there?
Bonjour.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You step forward.
Let's go. On oxyde la princesse.
You lunge forward with.
Je suis pas sûr que on va mettre ça, du coup. On n'a pas le choix. On retire la lame.
You lean down and wrap your hand around the blade's hilt. But as you begin to slide it out of its resting place, you feel a sharp and sudden jab in your side.
On peut pas refaire les différents choix comme ça.
I guess I won't be dying alone after all.
Quick, let's get out of here. It's too late for that now. You collapse to the ground as the mortally wounded princess twists a blade of her own deeper between your ribs. As you fall, she falls with you.
Alors. Là, on est où, là, exactement? Mince, hop. J'ai pas vu le nom du... Le rasoir. Ah, on est là. Ouais, en gros, en fait, il y a des... quand on a déjà fait un choix, on peut pas refaire le même choix, même dans le premier chapitre. Et que du coup, on est obligé de faire 5 choix différents lors du premier chapitre à chaque fois. On peut pas refaire le même choix pour pouvoir du coup réatteindre le même second chapitre et ainsi faire d'autres choix. Donc là, normalement, on est ici. Et ici, on n'a fait aucun choix. Donc on n'a absolument rien fait ici. Donc on va bien voir. Allons vers le chalet.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
He couldn't be more on the money. But we're really doing this, aren't we? I'd say you're lost, but I'm stuck here with you.
Ah, revanchard.
We know what to look out for this time. We know to be careful. Just stay focused and you'll be fine.
Entrez dans le chalet.
The interior of the cabin is a jagged mess of warped wood and broken boards, their splintered edges as uninviting as shattered glass. The only furniture of note is a pointed table with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Alors... on va prendre la lame.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
It feels a bit better to have a weapon in our hands. Let's make her hurt for what she's done to us.
On descend.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing what must once have been stairs. The fractured slats look as if they've been torn from their source and violently jammed into the wall. The air seeping up from below has an almost metallic quality to it, like the smell of fresh blood. And you can hear what sounds like the rhythmic scraping of metal coming from down below. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Scraping? She's not even trying to hide her knife. It's like she wants to get in our head.
That sound could be anything. It's probably just her chains dragging across the floor. I am begging you to get out of your head. Her grating voice carries up the stairs.
I hope you've come to rescue me. I've been stuck down here forever.
There is something so wrong with that voice. Yeah, she thinks she's better than us, like she doesn't even have to put on an act this time.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view, her sharp eyes following you from across the room.
Finally, somebody! Quick, get me out of these chains. We're not safe here.
Come on now, we're not falling for that, are we? She's trying to trick us, but she can't hide that threatening edge to her voice. She just wants us to get close, to let our guard down.
If she sounds threatening, it's because her mask is already slipping. She knows why you're here. You are armed, after all.
What are you waiting for? You are here to rescue me, right?
Si je m'approche de vous, vous allez encore me poignarder, hein.
What? No! No! I wouldn't stab you. I am just a sweet, innocent princess trapped here for no reason. And you are a brave knight who's supposed to walk up to, not stabbing distance to help me.
I have absolutely zero doubts that she is going to stab us if we get close to her.
She
Ça me semble évident, ouais.
feels threatening. Just because she's acting like she's going to stab you doesn't mean she has the means to actually do it. But you know who is armed?
You. So stop second-guessing yourself and do your job.
But I'm nervous. All the more reason to jump into the deep end and deal with her right now before you waste any more time getting stuck in your head.
Vous vous souvenez de ce qui s'est passé la dernière fois, non?
Last time? If somebody into my house and stabbed me to death and then I killed him, surely I would remember that. But I don't remember it, so it must not have happened.
Ouais, pas convaincu.
Last time? What are you talking about? Ugh, it's like the two of you are working together on this. Aren't you listening to her? She's obviously lying through her teeth. I'm terrible at spotting lies, and even I can tell something's up here. We can't be the only ones that looped back to the start. Someone else has to remember, right? Yes, something is obviously up, and we can all tell that she's lying. The thing she's lying about is how dangerous she is, not dimension hopping or time travel or whatever it is you think you're doing.
Vous avez un couteau et je le serai... Ici si vous le lâchez. Je voudrais... Purée, tous les dialogues. Alors, voyons voir. Je voudrais pouvoir vous faire confiance, mais vous êtes trop louche. Peut-on au moins aller au fond des choses? Je n'ai pas la clé. Nous nous sommes entretenus la dernière fois, je préfère ne pas recommencer. Bon, je sais que vous m'en voulez, mais je pense que nous devons tous les deux faire table rase du passé. Et si nous étions honnêtes l'un envers l'autre? On m'a envoyé ici pour vous empêcher de provoquer la fin du monde, et la dernière fois, vous m'avez tué après vous être relevé d'un coup de couteau en plein cœur. Personne n'est obligé de mourir. Bon, qu'allez-vous faire si je voulais sortir? Projet pour vous libérer, j'espère que vous tiendrez à carreau. Ouais, tout ça ne me dit rien. Adieu. Alors, est-ce qu'on lui pose encore des questions? Parce que souvent, au bout d'un moment, justement, on est obligé de faire un choix. Donc, c'est exactement ce qui s'est passé. Donc, vous en souvenez?
Would I just lie? Would I just lie to your face and tell you a thing I remembered happening didn't happen just so I could stab you again? I mean, just so I could stab you for the first time.
Elle ment et en plus, ça m'emballe.
She slipped up there. She said again, and her taking it back doesn't count. Do you hear how deranged you sound right now? Please stop dawdling. This is only going to end with violence. Postponing the inevitable is only going to make it worse for you when it actually happens.
Alors, je sais que vous avez un couteau. Je vous laisserai partir d'ici si vous le lâchez.
A knife? What are you talking about? I don't have a knife. Where would I keep a knife? And why would I stab you to death? I don't know you. You haven't given me a reason to stab you to death. It would be so silly of me to cut you open and look at your insides.
Okay, I could have sworn we didn't mention stabbing anyone to death. Sounds like she's really out for blood. Fortunately for you, she isn't armed.
Prouvez-le moi. Enfin, prouvez-le alors. Prouvez-moi que vous n'avez pas de couteau.
It would be so much easier to prove that I do have a sharp object. I could just show it to you. But I don't have one, so I can't.
The princess smiles as she pulls her hands from behind her back.
But look at this! Hands! Hands that don't have anything in them to stab you with!
Her smile stretches into an even wider grin as she shakes her sleeves.
And empty sleeves, too! Look at how few stabbing implements I have. It's practically zero.
Pratiquement. Mais comment êtes-vous sûr que vous n'avez rien à cacher dans un endroit plus intime?
I've shown you all of my hiding spots. What kind of princess do you think I am? I would never hide something sharp somewhere secret. Wait, that sounds like I'm lying, but I'm actually not. My secret zones are for me only. They have nothing to do with you or my intention to not stab you to death the second you get close to me.
Avec vous ni avec mon... Non, surtout pas vous poignarder à mort dès que vous approcherez. Bien sûr.
Her smile drops for a moment, her expression sharp and flat.
Bien sûr, bien sûr.
I assure you, there's nothing hidden there.
I'm inclined to believe her on that one. She seems serious. Of course, but that doesn't mean that she doesn't have something hidden somewhere. We know for a fact she's armed.
On sait pas, hein, ça se trouve elle a un couteau dans le dos, alors elle est bloquée comme ça bien droite parce qu'en fait elle tient le couteau entre ses fesses. Vous avez vu, j'ai rien, absolument rien. Je voudrais pouvoir vous... Ah non, pas... Bon, pas confiance, mais vous êtes trop louche. Car Gathès, vous permettez de juger des personnes que vous n'avez encore jamais rencontrées simplement parce qu'elles sont différentes de vous. Comment réagiriez-vous si j'en faisais autant, hein?
Silly little bird face thinks he's so serious coming down here but doesn't know anything. Thinks he can tell me to get rid of all the knives I don't even have while he gets to wave one around right in front of me. I bet you didn't like that, did you? I bet you didn't like being judged for no reason.
How many more times does she have to vaguely threaten you before you finally decide you're ready to deal with her? We're clearly still figuring out our angle. We don't have the luxury of watching this from a distance. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think I'm in a position of luxury right now? You're acting like you are. My entire world is at risk. Then maybe you should behave with a little more humility. A bit of self-deprecation would go a long way. No, I have my dignity. Fine, then we'll continue to treat you exactly how you deserve to be treated.
Alors, peut-on au moins aller au fond des choses?
But we don't have anything to talk through. We're strangers and this place is cramped and annoying and you should just come over here and let me out.
I think I've said my piece at this point. I think we all have. But if you want to keep exhausting your questions, it beats getting stabbed to death.
Je n'ai pas la clé.
Oh, you don't. Okay, I see. I have an idea. You should come over here and stare directly at the chains. You won't be able to find a key if you don't know what it's supposed to look like, so you better come right within close staring distance just to be sure. Okay, I'm bored now.
She's bored? That's absurd. She doesn't get to be bored. Not in a way that matters. She's a prisoner. She's... Shit. In a sudden burst of movement, the princess leaps towards you, a blade erupting from her free arm, her wrist limp and empty from the violent expulsion. Huh. So I guess she did have a knife of her own after all. How conciliatory of you. We appreciate it, really. Now what are we going to do? At least we're safe here. She's still in chains.
Pour l'instant.
And those chains stop her from continuing her advance, at least for a moment. She looks down at them with something between annoyance and confusion. And then she slices through her arm. Okay, maybe we aren't safe here. She doesn't even hesitate before darting towards you with a terrifying speed you can't hope to outpace. Ah, shit. Okay, she's down an arm and we still have a weapon. I guess we'll have to use it. And use it you do. But unfortunately for you and for the entire world, you are horribly outmatched. You keep pace with her for a single brief and wordless exchange before she severs your hand and, with it, your only line of defense. She's much better at this than she was last time. Yeah, it's unreal. Bloody cheater.
I'm going to kill you now.
And with a squelch, she does just that. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapitre 3. La course aux armements.
You're on a path in the woods. No, fuck that. If we're gonna have to keep doing this over and over and over again, we're not starting in that goddamn...
Un truc. Alors. Donc, course aux armements. C'est par là du coup? J'ai rencontré. Ah, j'ai pas encore le truc.
What? The interior of the cabin is sharp, a constricting mess of curved and battered sheet metal pushing you towards... Wait, excuse me? What just happened? What did you just do? I feel dizzy. Oh ho ho ho! I guess I took us to the cabin, didn't I? Isn't that interesting? Who holds the cards now?
Mm-hmm.
The circle's getting smaller and smaller. Running isn't an option anymore. We have to fight. What's the point of fighting if she's just going to win every time? It hurts being sliced to pieces. We're better off just sitting up here and doing nothing. Great, so obviously you've already been here. How many times? This is our third? No wonder things have fallen apart. You do realize that every time you fail, she escapes and an entire world is damned to destruction, right? That can't be right. That's too much responsibility. I couldn't agree more. We couldn't be trusted with the fate of a single person, let alone the fate of the world. Let's just stay focused, shall we? The only furniture of note is a bent...
Mais il y a deux voix qui nous ont rejoints là.
Blade perched. We take it. Okay, sure, you take the blade before letting me finish telling you it's there. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. This feels right. We just have to keep our senses sharp. That's right, we've got to be able to win eventually. And what if we never do? So, are you just going to stand there, or are you going to head to the basement like you're supposed to? I'd love to get started just as much as you would, but how are we supposed to get down there? You walk through the door. You do know what doors are, right? There isn't a door, there's just that mirror. There isn't a mirror. You really messed things up, didn't you? It's like you can't even see reality anymore. I can feel the air coming up from behind it, stinking of iron and steel. He might be right. Could be a trick. If our other senses can't feel it, then we can't trust it.
On s'approche du
Make your way
miroir.
to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You really must think you're looking at a mirror. Well, it doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open it. Let's just move it out of the way without looking. I don't want to see us. I'm sure we all look awful after dying twice. Let's just fumble for the handle and be done with it. I don't care what we look like. I care about getting to the end of this mess. You reach forward and place your
Dans l'une des fins, on avait possibilité de briser le miroir. Mais là, on peut pas.
And the mirror's gone. How surprising. It was never there. Just an illusion. Guess it's time for us to see her again. Just stay focused and you'll be fine. You step forward, but you don't get a chance to linger on the basement stairs. They are smooth and flat and metallic, an unintentional and unfortunately slippery ramp that quickly sends you skittering to the bottom. Your body tumbles onto the basement floor and the form of the princess comes into view, standing at a distance. She gives you a wry smile.
Hi, it looks like you don't have a way out, so I'm not going to play dumb anymore. But don't worry about how bad you did last time. That's part of the fun.
Fun for her, maybe. I didn't like dying all over again.
Thinking about dying makes us as good as dead. The only thing that matters is survival. Actually, does survival matter? We've died twice and nothing bad has come of it. We just need to find a way to win once. Nothing bad has come of it yet. Plenty bad has come of it. You've left at least one entire world to ruin. The people there mattered. The past isn't real. There's only here and now. Your internal bickering is cut short by the wet sound of slicing meat. From the princess's arms erupt twin blades glistening with her blood, the empty flesh of her arms flopping at her elbows like torn sleeves. The chain clatters to the floor. She's loose, and she is coming for you.
You're going to make me walk over to you, aren't you?
Shit. She's coming for us and I'm out of ideas.
Alors, on va lutter, c'est évident. On va jouer son ego, la flatter un peu et il n'y a aucune raison pour qu'on ne puisse pas discuter. Ah, c'est facile, je vais essayer de la draguer. Il y a des épées à la place des bras et pas nous. On cède à la panique. On va pas se laisser faire et on va rester de marbre. Si on ne ressent aucune émotion, elle ne peut pas nous faire de mal. Elle gagne quand elle nous tue, non? On a qu'à lui couper la nerve sur le pied. Toutes ces idées sont nulles. Trouvez une meilleure idée. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on fait comme choix? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait comme choix? Il y en a des sympas quand même. Hein. Genre le truc de la drague. Ou la panique. Ah, elle a des épées à la place des bras et pas nous. Que fait-on? C'est vrai. On lutte. On lutte du coup? Vous voulez qu'on lutte? On peut lutter. Ou alors on fait ça. Ça se trouve notre personnage anticipera peut-être mieux les attaques. Parce que ça franchement c'est complètement con. Franchement c'est vraiment un mauvais choix. Allez, quand t'es nous tue, non? On a qu'à lui couper l'herbe sous le pied. Let's go.
No, that's a terrible idea.
We're dead either way.
Screw it, we've already died twice. What's a third?
C'était pas un bon choix.
A third is a third. It's bad. Who cares? Fine. You raise your blade.
Ah non, je me suis ouais. Donc oui évidemment là on va se tuer du coup à la place.
Oh, this is new. What are you going to do? Are you really going to stab yourself?
C'est inattendu en tout cas.
Then you skewer yourself. Ow. Are we still here? Can we not actually off ourselves? Boo! Huh, that didn't do much of anything. We're tougher than I thought.
Il y a des voix qui sortent de nulle part.
I thought that only happens when we die. Did we die? Nah, we'd know if we died. Right? You're on a... No, you're in a... Where the hell are you?
I think we're dead, and that's all we'll ever be. Dead, 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 dead.
Stop saying dead, all of you. We might have died a second ago, but right now we're extremely not dead. This is all horribly wrong. How many times have you been here? This is 4. No wonder everything's such a mess. This wasn't supposed to go past 1.
Eh oui.
I wonder what you're going to do next. You're so full of ideas, and I love that.
But I guess we don't have time to talk about things before the princess advances.
Pour l'instant, on va voir ce qu'on va faire.
Whatever we do gets us another us. Let's see how many we can stack. There's got to be a point where it makes us better than her. As long as we keep moving.
Donc là, l'objectif visiblement des voix, c'est de continuer à se suicider pour ajouter de nouvelles voix et devenir plus fort qu'elle.
Deluded voices that think we might stand any kind of chance.
Who cares about getting better than her? Let's do something weird. Like, really, really weird.
Come on, show me something new.
Alors. L'idée c'est évident, on va jouer sur son ego, ça va se draguer. C'est la panique. Ah oui, on a les choix différents. Ouais, si nous embrocher, on va rester de marbre. Si on ne ressent aucune émotion, elle ne peut pas nous faire de mal. Moi je dis, elle a des épées à la place des bras, et pas nous. On cède à la panique. Votre plan se solde par un échec et on vous abat à nouveau. Puis elle recommence, encore et encore. Vos souvenirs se font de plus en plus confus à mesure que votre conscience passe d'une vie à l'autre, ne retenant que des bribes du conflit en cours.
Just panic. Flee. She skewers you.
No,
No.
you don't get to escape. That's not how this works.
Well, there's more of us. Let's see if that helps. We just have to hit her harder. She skewers you.
You'll have to be trickier than that.
Compliment her on those gleaming blades. There's nothing better than a capable woman. She skewers you.
You're cute.
Do you see that? We almost had her. That was luck. But we only have to get lucky once. She's going to kill this body either way. So stop feeling what it feels. She skewers you.
Ooh, not bad. Real tough.
It doesn't matter how many times this takes, we can't give up. Okay, let's go again. Let's appeal to her better nature. We haven't tried that. I'm sure she'll listen to reason. She skewers you. See? We're getting better. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. None of this is working. Think. She skewers you. We're getting close to something, can't you feel it? One last time. You're right. One last time, that's all we need. And then everything goes dark, and you die.
Ah. Chapitre 4. Destruction mutuelle assurée. Oh.
Your Honor, don't lose your head. We're in a cabin and we'll take it from here.
C'est bon, toutes les voix sont motivées.
It fits, doesn't it? We're up here, which is different, and different is good. And our steel claw is already in our hand. Oh, what if we throw it out the window?
Over my dead body. That won't be very hard. We've died a lot. But I can't say I mind anymore.
Besides, what better way to die so very many times than at the sharp hands of a beautiful woman?
I'm sure I can think of a better way to die.
They're all the same, really. How about we stop thinking about horrible ways to die? I don't want us to accidentally manifest anything. The only thing we're gonna manifest is finally ending up on top. There are entirely too many of you. How many times have you been here? This isn't good. This is... How about you stick to describing things, and we'll stick to doing them?
Yeah, leave it to the pros. We'll notch up that win in no time.
Narrator, we heroically stride through the door and towards our destined final encounter with our star-crossed lover.
Fine by me. You walk to the door and onto the basement stairs, only
It's more of a slide. We know.
fine. I'll just shut up then and speed this whole thing along. Are you sure you don't want me to describe the stairs, or this room, or anything? It feels like I'm hardly a part of this. Don't care, just want to win. Fine, you make your way to the basement, where the princess awaits you.
You know, this last time I killed you, and you didn't pop right back up again? I thought I'd actually done it. I thought I'd cut you into so many pieces you just weren't able to stitch yourself back together. But I guess we're not done. That's okay with me. It's good even. I like that. I got something ready for you while you were gone. Do you want to see it? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm just going to show you. It's worth it though. Just you wait. And not for very long, because I'm going to do it right now.
Do-do-do. Pa-pa-pa. Are you gonna say what she does? Do you want me to talk now? Well, yeah, she says she has something new. I want to hear about the new thing. Yeah, me too. I think I speak for all of us when I say that I would like to hear you describe her new thing. Really? Okay then.
Here we go. Now.
The princess's skin twists, splitting into red blooms of raw meat as it stretches and tears. And then it erupts. She becomes a wave of blood and viscera, pieces of her splattering against the walls. All that remains in the center of the room is a skeleton of blades. A heart beats furiously in its cage of a chest.
Are you ready for what comes next?
Holy shit! She's gorgeous. Absolutely divine.
Yes.
C'est le bordel.
Behold the perfect woman.
Do you think we can throw her out the window? That looked painful.
How is she still alive?
Heart's still beating, that's all she needs. This is fake. This is all fake. That's all just made up. She doesn't even have a back anymore. How are we supposed to stab her in it?
This is all just a sick joke. I hate existing.
We're screwed. I quit. I'm done. Forget it.
On se vide l'esprit.
What just happened? It's so quiet.
Le faire disparaître aussi.
Something feels different about you. It almost makes me feel different. Like I should actually take this seriously for once.
Vous ne faites rien et pourtant, en dépit de votre passivité, votre corps se meut de lui-même. La princesse frappe à votre approche, mais au moment où elle achève son coup, vous vous trouvez déjà ailleurs.
You're incredible.
Vos armes s'entrechoquent inlassablement, et vous vous laissez tous les deux emporter dans un balai dépourvu de pensée et de conscience. Il ne reste que la danse, un va-et-vient incomparable au mouvement incessant des marées. Puis, plus vous vous abandonnez à votre jeu, plus vos cœurs s'emballent, et plus la cadence de vos élans s'accélère. Un crescendo ininterrompu, quand soudain se présente une ouverture. Votre lame plonge instinctivement, tout comme la sienne. Leurs morsures sont mortelles. Vous n'y survivrez pas et elles non plus. Toutefois, nul ne redoute le sort qui l'attend. C'est une belle fin. Vous n'avez pas le temps de voir l'autre mourir, et vous ne l'aurez jamais. Il est temps pour vous de partir. La mémoire vous revient. Vous en approchez. Contemplez votre reflet. Tendez la main vers la surface du miroir dans un silence absolu. Il est temps de découvrir ce qui s'y cache. Vous avez enflé. Vous vous trouvez de nouveau au cœur de la quiétude éternelle. Vous êtes au chalet. L'approchez.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Honnêtement, c'était un bon run. Normalement, toutes ces questions-là, je les ai déjà posées. Je suis prêt à y retourner.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am.
Honnêtement, il était bien ce run-là. Il était cool.
We
C'était
will
vraiment
meet
fun.
again.
Let's go. Piercing Art in the... Alors, voyons voir. Ah, ok. Let's go.
You're on a path.
Alors, voyons les souvenirs. Franchement, celui-là était très bien. Par contre, bizarrement... C'était pas ça, du coup. Je suis paumé. Alors, vous n'avez pas besoin de sauver le monde pour connaître une fin heureuse. Nombreuses sont les raisons qui pouvant amener à s'attarder dans ce monde. Parmi elles, les flammes dévorantes de la passion et le flot déferlant des non-dits. Après avoir assisté aux pires horreurs de ce monde comparable à une prison, rien ne vous empêche de repartir les mains vides. Parfois, le seul moyen de rompre un cercle vicieux est de se montrer vulnérable. C'est vrai que là, du coup, ça change comme ça. Ouais, pour mourir dans la nature, il n'est pas nécessaire de se faire avaler. Il faut affronter vos cauchemars. Parce que du coup, en fait, on n'a pas celui qu'on vient de faire. J'ai un problème dans ma... Ah, où je suis. Ah, j'ai cru qu'il y avait un blanc d'œuf. Non, c'est pas là du coup. Là, c'est l'adversaire. Non. La tour non plus. Le spectre, bah non plus. Le cauchemar, on l'a pas fait. Disons que je me suis pas... Ah, c'est bon, j'ai trouvé. Le rasoir. C'est toujours dans le rasoir. Donc là. On en a une partie, quoi. Ok. Et bah... on va voir. On va essayer d'en refaire.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further.
Bonjour Mélie, bienvenue, comment ça
She
va?
will cheat, and she will do
On est en train
everything
de
in
faire...
her power to stop you from slaying her.
on est en train de faire différentes fins sur Slay the Princess.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save
Ça,
princesses.
c'est cool. Donc là, je sais pas trop ce qu'on va faire. On va réessayer de prendre le poignard, je crois.
The interior of the cabin is...
Et on va voir ce que le jeu va nous proposer.
You take the blade from the table.
Let's go. Alors, bonjour.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Parce que du coup, la fin qu'on vient de faire, le jeu nous empêchera de la refaire. Donc du coup, c'est bien. Ouais, il est super. Il y a des fins qui sont moins bien que d'autres, mais franchement, il est très 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 cool. On va redire, on avait dit ça la première fois, on va redire ça du coup. Après, on peut refaire ça. Ah, il y a moyen peut-être de se ravoir une fin différente comme ça. On va retenter.
You step forward.
Ici, on est dans le bas. Pour question.
Then I'm not talking to you.
On tente.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her.
Oh, merci pour le follow. Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Non, on va finir le travail.
You and the princess stare at each
Je sais pas... Attendez. Je regarde mon retour. L'adversité. Souvenir. L'adversaire. Ah, ça doit être ça, du coup. On a dû aller sur l'adversaire. Bon bah, si on est bel et bien allé sur l'adversaire, il va falloir qu'on fasse attention aux choix qu'on va prendre. Alors... Ok. On va déjà essayer d'ignorer les coordonnées de charge et de persévérer. Le truc, ce qui est dommage, c'est qu'on n'a pas les indications de comment on a fait justement les... Ça. Ceux qu'on a déjà fait. Ça, c'est un peu dommage. Allons-y.
A warning. She will lie, she will cheat.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound...
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning, the princess...
Crystal.
Ouais, c'est facile de spammer du coup.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct... The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want...
Attendez. On revoit les souvenirs. Donc ouais, c'est bien ici. On va prendre la lame.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Et on va descendre au sous-sol. Je sais pas si regarder le miroir à chaque fois ça a un impact ou pas véritablement sur...
The door to the basement
sur la
creaks
suite
open, revealing a rough
chapitre.
stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives, her fierce...
On l'avait déjà vu ça, non?
Another challenger. Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This good. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Alors... alors, vous vous souvenez de moi, en fait je suis... C'est pour vous libérer. Je ne dis pas que je refuse de combattre, mais avant toute chose, nous avons tous les deux des points à tirer au clair. Auxir. Parce que vous arrivez depuis notre dernière rencontre, mais je refuse de combattre une géante démoniaque. Adieu. Tourner les talons et partir sans dire un mot. Moi je pense qu'il faudrait tenter d'oxyre la princesse. Let's go.
Good. With a singular focus, you launch off the wet stone floor
Je
of the
pense
basement
pas avoir
and
déjà fait ça.
catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count. Oh, we'll make it count, all right. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard. Pull it out. We'll try a different angle. No, we can do this. Just keep pushing. We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
Alors... Ah oui, c'est ça. Donc, ça se trouve... alors là, on n'a pas le truc, mais... ça se trouve, en tout cas, il faut visiblement persévérer. On avait vu ça. On persévère. Let's go.
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Yes. You get it, don't you?
Mentir, oui. Qu'est-ce que vous racontez? Ah oui, la bagarre.
Nothing exists outside of us. It's just you and me, dying and coming back, clashing against each other. Forever.
That's not what's going on. There's an entire world at stake here. Yes, the fate of the world doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this fight. The only thing that matters is getting stronger. And the only way to get stronger is to win, even if it takes us forever to get there. Your balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. As she strikes you again, you hear the whine of straining metal, and then a snap. It would appear that she's loose. We're fine! But you barely have enough time to notice before the princess follows up and smashes her forehead against yours. Your grip loosens from the impact, the blade still wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor. I said we're fine. I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened. You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it.
It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
You forgot this.
She tosses it at your feet.
C'est gentil, elle nous l'ordonne. Alors, vous allez vite en besogne là, vous ne croyez pas? Nous sommes tous les deux morts une première fois. Ça veut pas dire que nous sommes immortels. C'est une métaphore quand vous disiez que le reste du monde n'existait plus. Le monde est vaste à l'extérieur de ce chalet. J'ai vu des arbres et plein d'autres choses à revenant d'ici. Ah oui, dans ça, ouais. Alors, je crois que je vais vous arrêter de vous combattre. Hein. Ce n'est sans ni pour vous ni pour moi. Oh, on va recombattre, la bagarre. Let's go!
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow. Wait, does that mean we're dead? Or rather, about to be dead. As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and it's over. It's finally over.
No, it's not. We're just getting started.
But it is over. Dead is dead. I know this isn't the happiest ending for you, but you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that.
Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
On se relève.
No, that can't be right.
Let's go!
Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. Alive.
Ha! I told you. I told you this wasn't over.
What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine.
No, she's dead. She has to be... No! Right. We're all shit out of luck, aren't we?
I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
Ah bah techniquement on est dans le même chapitre. Hein.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing, and hurls it at your feet.
You know what to do. Again.
But she came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just do that? All of you need to settle down. This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all. Oh, we just missed her heart? Oh, of course, that's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over. Well, I guess I had it wrong. You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything? I never said I knew everything.
Alors... Faut lire. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez dire par là? Non, là, attaque. La bagarre!
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck, grinding against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body. The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage.
And then we get up.
Let's go!
Yes. And then you get up.
That was a good one. More.
You and the princess exchange dozens of devastating blows. Sometimes you manage to strike first, and sometimes she tears through you before you have a chance to act. But more often than not, each of you fells the other in the same moment. And then you get up and do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. We're all still here. This is all gonna be okay. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Mais la question de la voix reste sans réponse. Il ne répondra jamais plus. Il est parti.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is... What is this place?
Did we do this? Huh. I didn't think we had it in us. But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right. It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything.
Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
La princesse titube avant de
I
s'affaisser.
feel so... tired.
Vous n'avez pas l'occasion de répondre et vous ne l'aurez jamais. Il est temps de partir. La mort vous
She's
revient.
gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find...
On s'approche du miroir.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Les voix se font de plus en plus distantes. Contemple le reflet. Tendez la main dans un silence absolu. Le ventre à nouveau disparu. Le miroir les force toujours à partir. Vous devez voir ce qui se trouve à l'intérieur. Vous avez fondu. Pour trouver face de vous, machin, etc. Le chalet, let's go. Vous êtes au chalet.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Mhm. Ok, super. Je suis prêt à retourner.
I will be here when it is
On a
time
déjà vu
for
tous
us
ces
to
dialogues-là.
begin.
Baldhert.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alors, attendez, excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. Ah. Alors. On regarde quelque chose. Mhm. En tout cas, bon, vu leur kill, on va devoir s'arrêter là-dessus. Ouais, on a fait... alors, du coup, pour pouvoir avoir une fin, enfin la vraie fin du coup, parce que ça c'est juste la fin d'une run, il faut faire 5 runs en fait. Donc du coup, à la fin de ces 5 runs, on a une fin complète. Parmi ces 5 runs, ouais, j'ai déjà essayé d'être ultra gentil, et du coup, évidemment, ça change du tout au tout. En fait, ça fait du coup la 8ème fin, enfin le 8ème run qu'on a fait. On a aussi fait d'autres petits trucs à côté, tout ça, et on essaie à chaque fois de faire quelque chose de différent. Parce qu'il y a vraiment, vraiment, vraiment beaucoup de runs différents à faire. Donc c'est pas mal. Donc on essaie toujours de faire quelque chose de différent. On essaie essentiellement aussi d'avoir les trophées quand on peut les avoir. Sachant qu'il n'y a pas encore de guide véritablement pour du coup les trophées PlayStation. Mais il y a des guides pour pour les succès Steam. Et c'est pas les mêmes. En partie c'est pas les mêmes. Donc du coup c'est un peu le bordel. Mais mais à un moment donné on arrivera à faire tout ça quoi. C'est bien. Il y a pas mal de trucs. Alors... Mais en tout cas, ouais, non, c'est bien, il y a vraiment pas mal de fins à faire. Je pense essentiellement que le guide que j'ai trouvé des succès Steam aide à avoir toutes les images de la galerie, puisqu'il faut compléter l'intégralité de la galerie pour pouvoir avoir le platine. Ça va être sympa. On n'a pas fini. Et pour le coup, je pense que Oolong to Beat, c'est vachement gouré sur le temps qu'on peut passer sur le jeu. J'avais dit qu'en une quinzaine d'heures, c'était complet. Vous pouvez le compléter en une quinzaine d'heures. Je pense que c'est faisable, évidemment. Si on va vite, si on passe tous les dialogues, etc. Mais ça va être un peu long. En tout cas, c'est bien. C'est bien, c'est bien. Ça avance. C'est pas encore fini, hein, loin de là. Mais ça avance. Alors. Je sais pas du tout si on va continuer ça mercredi. Je sais pas du tout. Honnêtement, il y a moyen. C'est pas sûr. Je réfléchis encore un petit peu à ce qu'on va faire, tout ça, à quel moment je vais... On réfléchit encore. On réfléchit encore, mais voilà, parce que ça va être un peu le bordel. Du coup, déjà, le planning de cette semaine. Euh, Demain après-midi, demain on stream pas le matin, et jeudi on streamera pas le matin non plus. Demain après-midi, on va continuer Silent Hill 2, le remaster HD tout cassé, hein, pas le remake qui vient de sortir, parce qu'on n'a pas pu avoir le remake. Donc voilà. Et on va continuer ça, peut-être essayer de le finir, mais si on n'a pas le temps, on le finira jeudi après-midi. Jeudi d'ailleurs, au passage, on ne streamera pas que l'après-midi, mais aussi le soir, si j'ai le temps et si j'ai l'énergie aussi. Je pense que oui, hein, normalement je serai rétabli parce que on ne dirait pas, mais j'ai un rhume dans le nez, donc ça peut être plus ou moins compliqué, on va bien voir ça. Mais en tout cas, on verra bien si si on a fini Silent Hill 2 mardi. On va certainement soit... J'ai le choix entre 4 jeux en fait. Soit on fait Silent Hill 3, puisque du coup la compilation HD remaster tout cassé contient Silent Hill 2 et Silent Hill 3. Alors il va potentiellement y avoir des bugs, hein. Voilà, c'est aussi pour ça qu'on les fait. Parce que c'est rigolo de voir un petit peu dans quel état c'est. Est-ce que potentiellement Konami, à l'époque, avait quand même fait mettre à jour le jeu ou pas? Ça va être rigolo. Sinon, on a du Resident Evil 7, on a du Yoni. Yoni, ouais, ça. Un petit jeu indé japonais que je m'étais acheté et que j'ai toujours pas fait, donc on pourra peut-être le découvrir ensemble. Ou alors, Man of Medan aussi. On verra ce qu'on fera une fois qu'on aura fini Silent Hill 2. Mais en tout cas, c'est une possibilité. Il y a moyen qu'on arrive à terminer Silent Hill 2 mardi, mais pas sûr. On verra bien. Voilà. Mercredi matin, ça va être... soit je continue Slay the Princess, soit on fait un nouveau jeu, parce que je vais choper un jeu qu'on va normalement se faire, donc soit on le commence mercredi, soit on le commence vendredi. Donc à voir. Est-ce qu'on fera le platine en stream? Je sais pas. Après, c'est pas parce qu'on fera le nouveau jeu qu'on pourra pas reprendre Slay the Princess après, hein. Le jeu en question a pas l'air non plus super long et tout ça, donc on verra bien. Voilà, voilà. Jeudi, donc je l'ai dit. Vendredi, normalement, ça devrait être le nouveau jeu. Ou alors on continuera Slay the Princess juste pour cette semaine. On verra ce qu'on fera. Et samedi, ça sera là encore un autre jeu qui doit du coup, normalement, passer après les streams d'Halloween. Parce que du coup, Halloween sera passé. Donc on fera autre chose. Voilà, voilà. Du coup, je vous redemanderai une fois qu'on aura fini Silent Hill 2, c'est vous qui choisirez le jeu qu'on fera après Silent Hill 2. Si on a encore du temps, évidemment, à faire. Si on l'a fini, bien évidemment, avant jeudi soir, ce qui devrait être le cas, hein, évidemment, on devrait l'avoir terminé, donc on devrait faire notre jeu d'horreur entre temps, donc je vous demanderai votre avis. Et puis voilà, et on verra pour Slay the Princess, si on le fait après le jeu que je récupérerai demain, ou alors, du coup, si on continue toute la semaine, et qu'on commencera le nouveau jeu que la semaine prochaine. Voilà. On a fait un peu le planning. On va déjà dire au revoir à YouTube, au revoir à VOD. N'hésitez pas d'ailleurs à suivre la chaîne des VOD pour rattraper les streams que vous aurez ratés et à suivre la chaîne Twitch pour suivre les streams en direct. Allez, c'est YouTube.